A woman came up to me and said, I'd like to poison your mind with bad ideas that appeal to you, though I'm not unkind. She looked at me. I looked at something written across her scalp, and these are the words it faintly said as I tried to call for help. There's only one thing that you can know how to do well. And I've always been told that you only can do what you know how to do well, and that's be you. Be what you like, be like yourself. And though I'm having a wonderful time, I'd rather be whistling in the dark, boom, whistling in the dark, boom, whistling in the dark, boom, whistling in the dark, boom. There's only one thing that I like, and that is whistling in the dark. They might be giants, whistling in the dark, weekly weirdness, Angel Channel, episode 92. Welcome. Glad to see the family. Hey, guys. Hey, I want videos from all of you spinning. How about it? How about it? Make the old man proud. Boy, 2012. Good to see you. Alana Luna. There you go. Hey, you know what? I've been meaning to tell you this the last couple of times I saw you and I forgot. And now that I'm remembering, I'm going to go ahead and spit this out. You know, when I first met you a few years ago, you were you were on the path, but man, you were so afraid. You were just like, you had so much fear. And with joyous, diligent work, man, like, you're fearless now. And I just want to send out some kudos, man. Nice freaking job. Awesome. Okay, Nat. Hey, what's up, Arnie, man? Good to see you, my brother. Always glad to have the family gathered. You know, I look so forward to Mondays now, but I don't know. Do they get here really super fast now? Seemed like yesterday was last week's show. Let's see who we got here. Oh, you're welcome, Alana. We've got a lot. I've got a CJ. Welcome. I've got a lot on the plate tonight. Want to start with our sponsors, Fried Okra Entertainment. You can scope out their stuff at friedokra.tv. My good friend Ernie Mosteller, badass creative guy. Go scope them out. And I put their links down in the description part. So if you're interested in scoping it out, and our other sponsor, Audrey Shuto from Audrey's Place. She's got some really great little hotel rooms, right on the Circle in Sebring. Super cool little place. So make sure you scope her out as well. And yes, okay. Linda Martin. Looking forward to reading ours. Yes, we are. Well, tonight's going to be a really good start. I always I won't get off on that until we get ready to roll here. Something I really want to bring up to everybody is we are just swimming in supercharged coronal mass ejection sun energy. And it happens to be a really beautiful full night in Aries. Okay, well, that means, you're looking at opposites, and the full moon and the sun energy is just bombarding us and sending us this crazy energy. And the energy around is fraught with arguments, man. Like, people are on short fuses right now. So just want to throw this out to you, man. Somebody goes to hit your switch, make sure you just take a really nice 2 or 3 nice deep breaths, and make sure it's worth getting all crazy, because man, the potential for that is just everywhere. I've just kind of been laying low and trying to be ultra nice, hard as that is for me. Okay, let's see. Oh, something else super cool. my friend Inga like actually commissioned me to do a light painting specifically for her, and I uh, shot that last night actually, and I am just so stoked with um, what I got and how inspired I was to actually do a commission for somebody and somebody I know. And just a really great experience. I'm not going to show any of those tonight. I'll show them next week because I want Inga to see them first. I've been teasing her. I'm going to show her in the morning. So, yeah, me too. Uh, so that's super fun. Um, this thing about full moon in Aries, one of the aspects of that is kind of like addressing your opposite. So, like, we're in Libra, so the opposite of that is Aries. For me, Aquarius, it's Leo. And those opposites wind up showing you things about yourself that you would not normally see. So try not to be thin skinned with what kind of shows up and what gets reflected back to you, because it's all super useful information, although it might not necessarily be like the happiest thing. But the ultimate goal is the unification of opposites and the creation of the third bigger thing. So, just be moving forward in that mindset and zone, and it should all be really good. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Grant gets out, man. Good to see you, my brother. So I had a really interesting experience last week. I attended the Mabon celebration a little bit ago and ran into an old friend there, and she was talking about some weird shadow people in her house, and was kind of describing the situation. And like, making bad stuff go away is just so much fun for me. I've just always enjoyed that and happened to be like that's in my skill set. So Mr. Want to fix it all the time. I'm like steady doing a reach out. I grabbed onto her energy and followed that back to the house. And later that night, I did a little reach out on that. And as it turned out, there was something in the backyard. It was kind of you know, people think it's angels and demons. Like it's either like something good and of the light or something really evil and of the devil. And like, there to be really malicious. But the truth of the matter is, we live in the jungle, and there as every kind of astral being as there are physical beings in the physical world, and they're all looking to eat. And this particular one really enjoyed fear. So it had the ability to kind of create these weird little shadow things. And the backyard was kind of overgrown, and towards the back of it, it was kind of like uh, a little messy back there, and it liked that, and it decided to camp in the backyard and send stuff into the house to scare everybody. And everybody in the house had been seeing it, and it was kind of spooky. So my reach out sort of just identified this thing as just a random wanderer, an opportunist looking for a free meal, and most of the time that's what those things are. It did that ability to make the shadow people though was pretty intense, and it was kind of not your lowest level one. So I did a little reach out that night and kind of contacted it, and that's one of the things I'm always talking about, our projective skills and being able to use that on the astral. Those things are amplified a whole lot, and you show up with a loaded gun, and you tell something to go away. It sees it's going to have a fight, and it's been busted, and it can no longer promote fear and have a free meal and sit there and chew on stuff. And Yeah, so it went really super good, and told it to hit the bricks. I went and did a couple checkouts the next couple days, and I didn't really feel anything, and felt like it was pretty clean. And I got in touch with her, and she confirmed the fact that they hadn't been really feeling anything since that night, and it was all good at the moment. And I haven't talked to her in about a week, so I'm hoping that was all it took, and was something that was just really easy and fun, and helped everybody except the thing looking for a free meal. But there's plenty of those around, so somewhere else. There's a hotel that opened up, an old hotel that was, I think, started in 1917, and I know some people, like the head chef there, and some people that were working there, and they were getting the restaurant set up, and everybody was freaking out because it was very haunted. And they asked me if I'd come over and take a look at it, and I was really happy to do that. And as it turned out, there was this like really young female spirit that had fallen prey to some violent stuff way back, like in the 20s. And there was also this woman there that was just raging mad. She was just screaming and fuming and like foaming at the mouth, and was just And every night they would come down the stairs from the upstairs and come down the staircase and make their way back to this weird part of the building. And it was creeping everybody out to the max. So I went over there. There was another kind of situation like this. This thing was just happening by, and it noticed these two spirits. And on one hand you have this ultimate despair and sadness, and like really brutal kind of space to be in. And on the other side of it, you have this raging fire of burning anger and rage, man. Both, like, that's a smorgasbord right there for that. So it was there, like, just fostering and keeping this woman really mad, and making the other girl really scared, and then show up and like look all nasty, and like it would get really scared. And they sort of had this routine where they would come down the stairs every night, and I went over one afternoon, and first thing I did was start with the spirits that were there, and we were able to move them along, and get them out of there and get them into the light. And once the food source was gone, it didn't. The thing didn't really have any reason to stick around, and was not looking for a fight in any way, shape, or form. It was just super lazy, and it hit the bricks, and that's been all like clean and cool too. So I had a fun little run as an exorcist there for a while, which is something I did in my African days a lot, and I haven't of recent. So anyway, it was super fun, and I'm glad it worked out really cool for everybody. Everybody's happy, and in happy space. By the way, uh, I think you're probably out there watching. You should put salt in the corners of your property, and make sure you mow that back there. Just cut that down really short. Yeah. All right. So I don't know what it is. Like, I don't know. I go long time and don't really talk about this. And then over the last week, I must have had 5 conversations about 432 versus 444. Um, and for those of you who don't know what those are, 444 is the standard tuning frequency for all instruments in the Western world. And 432 is also an alternate tuning frequency that really kind of came from the world instrument sort of area. And a lot of the Indian music is tuned to that stuff, that frequency. Although I'm gonna, like, there are so many myths and misconceptions about this whole subject. And I dove really deeply into this about, oh man, got to be 12, 13 years ago with my friend Brandon. And we did a whole cymatics thing. And I went through writing songs with particular notes and this whole scenario. And it really cut. And part of that research was my own comparison. I just started hearing about the 432 thing as opposed to 444 thing. And I was deeply into sound healing, as I've still continued to be. So I really wanted to scope that out myself. And I did my own little research thing with, I work in Ableton. It's my recording software. So once you have a mix done, it's really easy to set the tuning to the whole piece like that. So I wound up doing like, I think it's 6 or 7 different pieces in both, and did kind of a side by side blind taste test thing with friends of mine, and probably 2/3 of them picked a 440, as did I. And the whole reason for that is it's tuned a little bit higher. You know, it's just a little tighter, a little brighter than the 432. Now, you know, 432 has been imbued with all of this, with these healing properties and all, and like the whole Nazi thing, which we'll get into in a second. And I just kind of want to go through the history of how we wound up at 440 to begin with. It really starts off like in the 1850s. And as people started to, there were more and more orchestras and symphonies, and all of those companies needed a standard to tune to. So starting at about like 1835, no, wait a second, that's not right. Like 1859, I'm sorry. The French came up with 435, not 432, but 435. And previously to that, there'd been like the super wide range, like from 415 up to 450. 452, I think, and those different tuning, those different frequencies would dictate how the whole orchestra could sound together, which caused a crazy confusion in instrument makers. Anybody that made brass instruments, anybody that made woodwind instruments, Steinway piano, Ludwig, and all the big guys, you know, what do you tune it to? And 440 represents the note A, the next note up, A from middle C, and that's what 440, the frequency of 440 represents. So things went along for a while, and then this Italian guy named Verdi wound up proposing 432 because he really liked that. Oh, part of the reason the French picked 435, this is the craziest thing, is that it sounded best at 15 degrees Celsius, which was the average temperature of the symphony halls and the concert halls. So everybody's instruments supposedly sounded better at that temperature and that frequency. And that's how that got arrived at. And then Verdi's proposal, like and this happened in like the 1880s, again, an Italian guy. And he was trying to get the Italian government to adopt 432, which they did not. And they went back to 435 as their standard for a long, long time. And then 435 stayed kind of the standard for most of the Western world, for sure. And then in like the 1930s, I think it was like 1939, there was a big London international tuning conference, and a bunch of people were there, like Italy, France, the United States, Germany, and Great Britain. And they all met in London and had a big conference to try to arrive at a standardized tuning frequency so that all the orchestras could play together. And this is like in the 1930s. So radio was super huge then. And most of those radio uh, shows had orchestras, live orchestras there as part of the radio program, right? So when they started doing live shows with outside symphonies, and those outside symphonies and the show symphonies had to be in tune, it was just like, it was just throwing everything all crazy and out of whack. So everybody came together, including the Germans, and agreed on 440 as the standard tuning, and that stayed the standard tuning to this day. Okay, so the Nazi thing, I was really big into the whole occult Nazi scenario, and there were some elements of the Nazi regime that were really deeply digging into occult stuff. The Thule Society, a bunch of those people were involved in some very deep stuff. But there isn't a single shred of evidence that anyone had cared about 440, and it certainly in no way, shape, or form has any mind control ability. None. Absolutely none. Zero. So just stop with all of that, man. And there were a couple of books printed here. This guy named L.C. Vincent. Let me see here. Yeah, L.C. Vincent. This book came out like in the 40s, and actually it wasn't even a book. It was this memo where he was kind of comparing 440. He was a big proponent of 432, and he was like writing all this stuff that it was disharmonic and disharmonic, and linking it to propaganda, trying to like latch on to make it like be this thing about the Nazis. But Germany like went along with it. They didn't drive it at all. They, like the United States, Great Britain, France, and Italy, had already decided, and they were just sort of there as a courtesy. So it was in no way, shape, or form a Nazi propaganda tool to control our minds. Did not happen. And then it really got, the reason it's still kind of sticking around today is there was this, what's that guy's name? Let me see if I can find it really quick. Let's see. There we go. Yeah, a guy named Lawrence in the 1980s wrote a book about Nazi occultism, and just any rumor or theory that happened to be out there, he put that in there as fact. And that was, his whole thing was that Goebbels, like, yeah, he like devised this nefarious plan to come up with 440 as a mind control scenario and to be able to make people mad and do all this stuff. And it didn't happen. So, for what it's worth, and if I made anybody mad, sorry. But I would really prefer to like stay in what I know is the truth and not propagate myths and fallacies that really just make this war. Why does it have to be a war between 432 and 440? And the truth of the matter is it's 440 so everybody can play all their instruments together. If everybody in the world decided to tune to 432 and everybody could play their instruments together, awesome. But at the moment, that's not really the way it is. So anyway, we'll move off of that. And if anybody has any comments or criticisms about that, let me know. Okay. Wow. All right. I've talked a lot. All right, we're going to get on to business now and do some breathing work. We're going to make some sacred space. We're going to do some breathing work. We're going to reprise a box breathing sequence of 4462, 4462, and 8884. We're going to take a really nice cleansing breaths, get down to a still space. We'll do four repetitions of each of those sequences, and then we'll do some tumo breathing and really be elevating our energy. And then once we get nice and charged and super bright, we're going to do a little exercise and let everybody see if they can start seeing the beginnings of an aura. So I think this will be pretty fun. Okay. All right. First things first. Let's connect everybody up. Yeah, they're really loud tonight. I'm very happy. All right. With the beautiful, brilliant light of the source, the true light, the creator of creators, I banish and clean this space and make this place pure. With the brilliant light of the source, I banish and clean this space and make this place pure. With the brilliant light of the source, I banish and clean this space and make this place pure. Our family joyously comes together this evening to connect our energy and to evolve our spirits. We come to recognize and realize that we are sparks of the true light, the source. We ask that the angels be with us this evening, our guides and allies. They share their wisdom, their knowledge, and their love of the source. And with absolute gratitude for it all, the good, the bad, and the ugly, infinite, unconditional love, and our wish for bliss to the source, we open our circle. All right. Everybody get comfy. We're going to go to work. Mr. Ng, very happy to see you as always. Mostly plant-based. Yes. 444 connects to angels also, but we were really talking about 440 there. Okay. We're going to take 3 really deep cleansing breaths. And we're going to ride down out of the world, down into our blank space. Connect your breath slowly, going down. And when you run out of breath and we get down to silence, freeze, just hold. Don't think, don't listen, just hold that stillness for a few seconds. Okay. Here we go. And all right. So for anybody that's new, we're going to be drawing with our solar plexus in through the nose. And we're not just going to be drawing air. I want you to be drawing bright gold light, the light of the source, the true light. It's so bright that it's almost white, but it's gold. All right, and take that in through your nose. Let it just go down and infuse every cell in your body, filter out into your light body, and just make it brighter and brighter and brighter. That's wonderful, wonderful healing energy. So if you have any specific health issues that you need help with, make sure you focus that, send that right to that spot. All right. Here we go. Inhale in through the nose. Really fill it up. When you think you're full, add some more. Much as you can. And release. Sinking down into the stillness. The world sounds fading away. No mind. No thoughts. Deeper silence. All right, inhale. Really pack it in there, bright golden light. And release. Sinking deeper into the stillness. No time, no future, no past. Deeper, deeper. Silence. All right, one more. Really make it count. Here we go. Inhale. Pack as much as you can. Feel it glowing all around you and release. Sinking deep. No thoughts. Stillness. Silence. We're going to hold that for about 30 seconds. You can breathe. $15. And 30. Take a nice deep breath. All right, we're going to go into our box breathing sequence. And I want you to do this first sequence, alternating nostrils. All right, so on the inhale, I want you to go in through, exhale, or hold. You don't have to hold your nose, just hold your breath, and then exhale out the other nostril. Okay. Again, we're going to be doing 4, 4, 6, 2. And on that, well, we'll leave that alone. It's already too many things going on. Here we go. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, and rest. All right, this sequence we're going to use both nostrils. Just breathe in through your nose, not out through your mouth. 4, 4, 6, 2. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2. Inhale. Last one. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Take a nice breath. All right, we've got one more to do. This is 8 in, 8 hold, 8 out, 4 hold. And, sorry, this is in through your nose, out through your mouth. In through your nose, out through your mouth. All right, here we go. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2. Inhale. Last one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And rest. All right. I want you to just stay really quiet for about 30 seconds. Feel the energy moving around you, through you, vibrating from the inside out. If you're feeling warm, that's a good sign. 15. and 30. All right, take a nice deep breath. All right, we're going to do our 2-mo sequence. And we're going to start with hands on the chest, and you're going to inhale through your nose and really stretch your chest out so you're really drawing energy in. And then out, exhale through your mouth. All right, we're going to do 30 repetitions of that, and then we're going to hold our breath for 30 seconds. If you can't hold your breath for 30 seconds, just stay in that space, hold it as long as it's comfortable, and then just take a super shallow breath just along the way. Keep yourself going. We're going to stay in that silence for 30 seconds. All right, so let's begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Hold. $15. And take a breath. All right, we've got one more to do. I want you to start with your hands on your knees. And where we did this last time, we're going to do this. All right, you're going to pull that energy up with each one of those. I want you to be not just doing that, but with each breath, you're pulling energy up and elevating your chakras. All right, we're going to do 40 of these and another 30-second hold. Stay with me now. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. Great job. Hold for 30. $15. $30. Good job. All right, one last little piece. This is super easy. I want you to take a super deep breath, fill it up as much as you possibly can. And then as you're exhaling, I want you to exhale like all the way until you're out. And while you're exhaling, I want you to be in a deep resonant hum. Get it as low as you possibly can. We want some vibration going on in that skull. All right, super deep breath. And after this, I'm going to have you guys stay quiet for about 30 seconds while I get a new little setup ready for the last piece of this, okay? All right, so super deep breath. And hum it out. guys chill out for a second. I'll be right back. All right. Lower this a little bit. See if I can get this whiter. Okay. I want you to concentrate your focused vision, as much as I hate to say this, right on the tip of my nose. Okay. So that just the tip is what you're focusing your attention on, and then be aware of your peripheral vision out around it. All right. Just going to be still. Take a deep breath. Yeah. Sink down in this still space. Just keep your eyes just right there. Yeah. Give it a few more seconds. You might try squinting your eyes just ever the slightest. Not like you're squinting or you're cutting up, but just take the top edge off the focus and just be really super focused on just that spot right in the center. Like that. All right. Let me get my setup back here. All right. So I hope some of you got that. This is a really great one to try on your own in your own space. You can do this just by yourself with a mirror. And you want a really white wall. I honestly, I wish mine's a little creamy, um, but it works super good. I've always tried to learn to see auras in the dark, and that's how I learned to do it. But it seems like this has really helped a number. Not everybody gets it, but it has helped a number of people I know that have been really trying to grasp on to that skill, to see it. And like what I see is this really nice little tight white, and then some colors starting to happen, not super bright against the white, but enough to tell it's there. And the more you can stay focused on that and be aware of your peripheral vision, the more that little bloom will go. And then once you start seeing that little bloom, that's the thing to just kind of like absorb, focus on, and start to be able to hold it so it doesn't drift in and out. And that just takes practice. And then once you really can get that little glow around kind of stabilized, see if there's color starting to happen out from that. Okay. And if this was successful for any of you guys, you want to do it again, leave me a comment down there. I'm also going to set up a version of this on the Patreon page, which is slower to come than I wished it had been, but is on the way nonetheless. So there we go. Well, I've really smoked the time on this tonight. Now, is there anybody out there that would like an angel card reading this evening? Let me know, and I'll be happy to pull a card for you. And I would love any feedback on what we did tonight, and let me know what you think. All right, so next week we're definitely going to be doing some focus is going to be on sound therapy next week, and I'll be doing some bowls. We'll be talking Tibetan bowls, some tuning forks out. We'll be talking solfeggio tones, and whole gamut of sound therapy stuff, which is super into my thing. All right, let's see, Linda, this one's for you. Princess Linda. Oh, yeah. All right, focus really hard. Words of wisdom from my good friend Linda. Words of wisdom from my good friend Linda. Words of wisdom from my good friend Linda. My cards are ragged. The number 61, the angel of affinity and friendship. Yeah, bear with me here. There we go. Your inner skeptic is working overtime. Communicating your ideas to others is problematic at the moment. Your skeptic creates doubts and pessimism, fragmenting your thinking. Decisions become difficult and confusion can reign. Memories of defeat or conflict and loss play back through your mind, even as you are trying to connect. When the battle has been lost and the weight bears down hard, it results in weakness and a sense of humiliation. Take a look at your thinking. Learn to still your thoughts and calm your fears. Your thoughts are programmed by society's and your past expectations. Are your thoughts so rigid that there is no room for other opinions? One person's perception of defeat is another person's perception of success. That's that full moon thing, the Aries Libra thing, the opposites, and the unification of those two extremes. Accept input from others without letting it destroy your own perspective. Look at all the possibilities and reject none. All right, Alana, you're up. Three deep breaths, focus really hard. Words of wisdom for my fearless friend Alana. Words of wisdom for my fearless friend Alana. Words of wisdom for my fearless friend Alana. Number 56, the angel of fortune and support. This is a good one. You have become passive and submissive. You have become reactive instead of proactive, and you find yourself being moved by the intent and desire of somebody else. You are adaptable, easygoing with friends and associates, and this makes you sometimes vulnerable to the influence of individuals or mass opinion. You have become overly passive to the point of inactivity, waiting and watching. You're afraid to do anything, and so you do nothing. Your fear has kept you from jumping into the heat and passion of life until now, and the game of life has become forced. If you're just an organized mess, this is contributing to your difficulty. You may receive discouraging news, but you should always keep trying. This is not a time of disappointment, but a time of expansion. Yeah, the tarot card for this is the Two of Pentacles, which represents a really flowing and smooth symbiotic relationship with yourself, with the source, and with others. All right. Ah, ciao, mio maestro. All right, I'm going to pull one more. I'm going to pull one more card as a group card. This is for all of us. So everybody, just take a nice deep breath and concentrate. What do we need to know? You know, the warm and fuzzy ones are always nice to get, but they're not the ones that actually help as much. All right, here we go. Words of wisdom for our energetic fam. Words of wisdom for our energetic fam. Words of wisdom for our energetic fam. Last card in the deck. Yeah, the Angel of Endings and Rebirth. Number 72. A very intense circumstance has gone awry. You're exhausted because you've chosen to direct your anger and frustration inward rather than saying what's on your mind. That is so about the sun right now, man. So about the sun right now, man. Wow. It has clouded your vision of how beautiful life actually is. Yeah. The dream represents a promise. The actuality has to be worked for. Visualize clearly your dreams, your personal hopes for a happy family if you wish them to be realized. Quit over analyzing. Be more spontaneous. Allow your inner emotional contentment to radiate out in all aspects of your life, and you will know abiding satisfaction. There can be serious problems with your emotional families. They may be on a different path now. The group is taking advantage of you. The emotions of the group may be healthy within the group, but may be too self serving in the bigger picture. You know, time to move on. Well, there we go. The, the tarot card for this, though, is the Ten of Cups. It's like the lasting, yeah, lasting, beautiful abundance, emotional abundance. Wow, my ears just stopped. All right, so anyone else? No, I think that's all of us here for this evening. So I guess we will wrap it up. As always, please hit the like, subscribe, leave a comment down below if you get a chance. I'm hoping to have the Patreon page up here momentarily. Next week we'll be doing some sound therapy stuff. One of my favorite topics to talk about, and I'll be doing a little mini sound bath and chakra breathing. So please show up for that. And I hope at the end of the day, after all of this stuff, you feel a little better. Than when you showed up, and so my goal and my desire for everyone. All right, so yeah, until next week, I bid you adieu. We gratefully close our circle and send everyone on their happy way. We thank our guides, allies, and the angels for their wisdom, understanding, and their love of the source. And with absolute gratitude for all of it, the good, the bad, the ugly, infinite, unconditional love, and our wish for bliss to the source. Until next week, the